Now that the Toronto Film Festival is winding down, we're coming to the end of the big festival season, and at this point we've seen now a lot of the films that are going to be serious contenders for year-end consideration. We have a few more left, but we now have a clearer picture of certain major films and how the landscape is going to pan out toward the end of the year. All right.
Take 5, take 3.
I think the film that's sort of dominated this festival season is Alfonso Cuarón's film Roma. You think it's about the family, part of the family that Cuarón's a little kid part of, but then it starts shifting around a little bit and the focus ends up on the maid for his family, who's an indigenous woman, comes in, she doesn't speak much. It's a surprising film and seems to have been more widely embraced than any other picture that has come out in the festivals over the last couple of weeks. Another film that I really liked enormously is If Beale Street Could Talk. It splits the difference between a dramatic film and kind of an impressionistic film in a really, really beautiful way. It's, you know, very, very hot button, you know, racial story in a way, but it's a family story as well, and it's a story of a love story between these two young people that gets disrupted by the arrest of the young man. So it's got charged elements to it, but it's also very poetic, and it's a wonderful mix, and I think he pulled it off, and it surprised me how good it is. Another film that's very powerful is Widows. It's really nailed down so tight, and there's so much in every frame of this film. It goes way beyond a conventional heist film.
We are living in an environment where people are blind.
So you've got the storyline.
What you don't see, you don't know.
But it's just charged with all kinds of Chicago politics, racial politics, the women kind of stepping in where the men had been and deciding to, you know, pull something criminal that sells, but for a very good reason.
Out of sight, out of mind.
So I was very impressed with that here. Now the big surprise for me was A Star Is Born. I mean, this is a fourth version of A Star Is Born. I wasn't sure I needed to see another one.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Okay.
Bradley Cooper ended up directing it and starring in it, and he did a sensationally good job. And of course, all the attention is on Lady Gaga. Finally, she's a movie star as well, and she's terrific in it. The first part of the film, when they get to know each other, is exceptionally good. It's a wonderful entertainment film, and in some moments it really hits very high artistic marks, but I think it'll be popular, but I don't think it's the best, you know, one of the 2 or 3 best films of the year, but it's awfully good. Let's see, who else? There's so much here.
Excuse me, I'd like to open up an account.
Well, great. What type of account do you have in mind?
This kind.
The Old Man and the Gun is a true story about a bank robber who got out of prison more than a dozen times. He broke out and he kept committing crimes all his life. Robert Redford has announced that this is his final film as an actor, and he's wonderful in it. His charm, his kind of suave, little underhanded ability, you know, pulling off these crimes and remaining very charming. If he does fulfill his promise and this is his final film, he's gone out on a very good note because he's wonderful in the film. The film itself is like a 70s crime film, and it has some good kind of tacky atmosphere from those days. Doesn't amount to too much in the end, but Redford makes it something very much worth seeing.
I sat down with him once and I said, surely there's an easier way to make a living. And he looked at me and he said, I'm not talking about making a living. I'm just talking about living.